people to be here. My brother would say but date, because he says, since we don't know exactly what date was, then it's not birthday, it's birth date. I came here with a script, but I'm not going to use it, because the mood of this crowd, thousands upon thousands upon thousands, although they would like to know what happened. I'm told the police says, give or take a few, 15,000 people in this crowd here tonight. And if you look around, you on the ground can't see it, but we up here, you can see, all you can see is a sea of red. And so, I am here really was to tell you how the ULP came about. But tonight, I think that would be stale. I think that would not be the appropriate time for this. And so I have decided that I'm not going to use the script. Maybe in Shake-Up, maybe in some other forum, I will be able to explain sometime in the future how the ULP came about. But one thing I can tell you, it was not easy. It was a hard task. It was hard going to convince a lot of people that the way to go was to merge the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Labour Party and the MNU Party into one entity, and that has become now the Unity Labour Party. Comrades, members on both sides didn't want it. How many of you knew that as early as 1988, Ralph Gonsalves had approached me, because I was leader of the Labour Party, that we should come together, taking some UNDP support, some MNU supporters, and gradually merge the two parties together. My party, the Labour Party, said that was sacrilege. You're crazy. You're going out your mind. You know what you're doing. But I want you to think back. And in 1992, the late Michael Hamlet, man with a vision, he wrote to the Labour Party and said he thinks it's time that people, parties of political, the same type, you know, that we should get together. People say, Michael gone crazy, he's softening the brain, and so we threw it out. We owe a debt of gratitude to Terence Paris. Don't know where he is now, I don't know if he's still alive. Because in 1988, I think, or 84, Terence Paris arranged a meeting, two meetings, between Ralph Gonsalves and Vincent Beache. First meeting was held at Victor Coffey's house in Mount Pleasant. The second one was at Warrapoo. And when my party heard this, they wanted to throw me out. But once you're satisfied in your mind that you're doing the right thing, you continue with it. And I was satisfied that at that time, The Labour Party was going nowhere. The MNU was going nowhere. We couldn't attract young people. And so they needed a catalyst, a change. And the only time that could come about, the only change we could see was for both parties to merge together. No matter what you hear this year, I'll say I think they can't play test cricket with coconut bat, but that is true. Well, you don't play test cricket with coconut bat. Coconut bat has a hook, and when you hit it, the ball goes up in the air. But that is all in the account of politics. But I want you to realize that hadn't the two parties merged, remember? In 1989, NDP won all the seats, you know. Ralph Gonsalves and I fought in the same constituency. We lost to Jonathan Peters by a few votes. But when he combined both of our votes, Jonathan Peters would have been swung. But enough of that. It's a happy birthday, it's the 21st birthday, we have come of age. But what I want to say, if we have done so much before we came of age, can you imagine what we would do now that we are adults? And I still have that, you know. My little white agent told me, he said, Vincent, why are you worrying? You don't have to have sleepless nights. So the ULP is going to take 12 seats on the mainland, possible 13. And we're done for the two independently. Vincent Beache, and then of Ralph Gonsalves. We're not perfect. We make mistakes. But what is important is whether we continue to make those mistakes or how we correct those mistakes. You know, it doesn't bother me. With the NDP on my case, you say I'm old, and I'm old. There's no problem with that. I have no problem with that at all. I'm old. I'm 84. I have no problem with that. But you see, there's something called experience. Your experience is different to my experience, and all of us have different experiences. But what is important is that you don't keep that experience to yourself. You pass it on so that you can let people know what is right, what is wrong, and where you're going. The ULP is an inclusive party. We cater for the young, we cater for the old, we cater for the in-between, because we know that we are all Vincentians, whether you're black, white, brown, green, or whatever it is. Each and every Vincentian has a right to exist in this country, to live in this country, and to live in dignity.
You're your soldier, choosing your battle. Make yourself up and dust yourself off and back in the saddle. You're on the front line, everyone's watching.
You know, the young people are the future of this country. We had one here that spoke, and we understand what is happening. But you know, there is a saying. There is a saying that in youth we learn. In old age or in age we understand. And that is the difference between the ULP and the NDP. The youth continue to learn. It is true that education never stops. But as you get older, you begin to understand certain things that wasn't in your grasp at the time. So we understand the plight of the poor. We understand the plight of the uneducated. We understand the plight of those who need to make things better. And that is what the ULP stands for. We are inclusive. And as I say, the best thing that ever happened to St. Vincent was when Ralph Egan-Saab became Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I want you to think back. Those of you, a lot of you here wasn't even born when the ULP came into existence. 21. So you wouldn't have anything to compare with. You only know what you have met. But talk to your elders and they will tell you the plight that this country was in before the ULP take office in 2009. But it's a long night, a lot of people, and as I end, and I know they're going to say I'm talking about myself, but it doesn't matter. I want to give you a quote from what was maybe at the time the greatest orator in the world, Marcus Cicero. And he had this to say, and I quote, as I approve of a youth that has something of the old, that has something of the old man in him, so I am pleased with the old man that has something of the youth. He that follows this rule may be old in body, but can never be old in mind. I thank you very much.